Light and peace, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the OahspeCollegeUniversity Solution to Yesterday's Ancient Knowledge. Topic of discussion today is the summary of the branches of Israel. A few hours ago, I posted a video about the branches of Israel, and I did a breakdown of who these Israelites or how OahspeC had labeled them. An amazing thing was that it didn't dawn me that we do have African bloods in Europe about 8,900 years ago. So this is what prompted me to do a summary. Before doing that, I just wanted to point something out. So I'm going to share my video, and I'm going to go into the OahspeC one more time. Minute. Let's do a summary here. There we go. So let's see, because we do have something fascinating here that really interesting. I find it very interesting that we do have something that transpired 8,900 years ago during the time of Fragapeti. Okay, so it's an interesting topic here. Let's go. So topic of discussion, of course, is summary of the branches of Israel. Now, this is what's so amazing. 8,900 years ago, between 8,900 years ago to 5,800 years ago, there was Africans that actually went to Europe to lift Europe up. Now, so back then, around the time of Fragapeti, this is Africa, okay? And this is Europe. So now, the book of Fragapeti, chapter 40, verses 3 to 5, and your Ashars, which are guardian angel, shall inspire them to go to the mountains and find ore, and then work with it, making tools and implements for hunting and fishing. Verse 4. So Europa sent angels to Arabia, which is this one here, Africa. Then inspire 50 men to go to Europa, which is this one here. So I'm going to use a different methodology here. Okay. So Europa, verse 4, sent angels to Arabia, which is Africa. Then they inspire 50 men to go to Europa and find copper and iron and work it. And in 4 years, behold, not less than 20,000 men, 20,000 men had migrated from Arabia, from Africa, and the Ashars inspired them to marry. This is critical. So for you so-called Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, who, you Africans, you classify yourself and you're saying you're Israelites and you're Africans and all of that. This verse here is clearly stating, which was 8,900 years ago, that Arabians, Africans actually went, okay? They went to Africa. They went to Africa right here. This verse here clearly stated, and the Ashars inspired them to marry with drugs and half-breed. And in this way, new people of Ireland was born into Europa division. So again, this year is Europe, and here is Africa. And OahspeC is saying that 20,000 men migrated here. This is interesting. I'm not even going to bother reading verse 5, right? What have we learned here? So there's two ways of explaining this, okay? First, let's okay, I want to digest this thing clearly, because this might raise a lot of controversy, but it's not controversy. OahspeC is telling you African blood exists in Europe 8,900 years ago, okay? And the descendants, according to the book of Extra chapter 50, from what I have read today in what I posted today in the video, where the descendants of Israel are Egypt, which their forefathers are Leviticans, right? Egypt. You got the Druids, you got pigs, Gales, Will, Johan. I am more interested in these ones. French, German, Russian, and English, and Wales. This is interesting, Druids. So the descendants of Israel, okay? Druids, Wales, French, German, Russian, whatever you want to call it, are actually in Europe. So you cannot, you Hebrew Israelites, I'm addressing you guys now, you can, and even Africans, you cannot come and say that you're not the same. Your blood existed in Europe 8,900 years ago. At least OahspeC recorded 20,000. Okay, 20,000 men went to Europe. What do you think happened? And it's not like, what do you even think happened? OahspeC clearly stated that they even married. So it says they married. So that's another thing. They actually married? Are you serious? They married? Right here, OahspeC stated that they actually married. And verse 4, so Europa sent angels to Arabia, and they inspired 50 men to go to Europa, find copper and iron and work it. And in 4 years, behold, not less than 20,000 men migrated from Africa, and the Ashars inspired them to marry with Druids. So you have descendants. We Africans have descendants in Europe. I am 700% sure that some of them Europeans that you guys are calling slave masters and all of that, who are probably our descendants, African descendants of African descent. And that's one part. That's 8,900 years ago. Okay, lingering down between 8,900 to 5,800 years, at least. OahspeC gives us a timeline, okay, and which is between 8,900 to 5,800 years ago. This had happened. Now, and then in the book of Extra, chapter 50, then you got the other one there, right? And it talks about how it talks about the descendants of Israel happening to be French and stuff like that. So the Israelites got scattered. They were scattered all over the world. There's no way we can, brothers and sisters cannot come back and say, you can't play the race card now. From these two things that I've sent in the OahspeC clearly recorded it. Over the years, this explains why I personally don't want to consider myself an Israelite, though I know I'm from West Africa. There are evidence of Jews and Israelites in Nigeria, but I never considered myself, I never made it a big deal. I mean, when I started reading OahspeC, I saw it. Even before that, I've always knew something was special about Nigeria because, one time in Benue State, which I later find out that in an article that Benue State in Nigeria, where I went to school, had um, they had a powerful kingdom by the name of Igala, the Igala kingdom. So I never even knew they were that powerful. But I did remember one significant event where I went to one of the villages to go buy, I don't think it's called locust beans, but it's beans cake. But they call it okpa. And when I asked the people when I bought it, was why is it so special to you people that I see a lot of people buying okpa, you know? So I went to Benue State. Now they call it Kongi State now, politics and stuff like that. But and one day I remember going into the forest to go pluck cashew, and I saw this big monument. I thought it was a mountain or something, but I knew it was a special house. I never even knew I stumbled upon a pyramid or something. But anyway, to fast forward, they said that was the food of the gods that they eat. And it's a quote, the way the village guy in Kongi State, this is in Ida, explained it was like, manna. And I was like, what? So I didn't, I didn't, I did not make it of a big of a deal back then. I was like, and a lot of people eat it in that village. It's one of their special food. And it was later on when I started reading more of the Israelite about 6 years ago, where, I started that journey of reading more of it 10 years ago, but I did not make it of a big of a deal until I started researching it 6 years ago. But during that time, I stumbled on an article on YouTube and also on the internet about the Igala kingdom, the Igala kingdom, the Igala people. And I was like, what? I went to school over there. Like, are you kidding me? You mean these people were that powerful? Like, it was interesting. And those people speak a particular language that looks similar to Yoruba. It was when I started researching more that it was the Igala people, according to legend, that gave birth to the Yoruba people. And the Igala came, I don't know how true this is, so don't quote me on this, that the Igala also came from the Hausas. And the Hausas are mountains saying they're the true Israelites, that they came from Egypt. From Egypt, they, went down to Sudan or Libya, what they call Nubia. But what was so funny is that when I was looking at the ancient map, I did see the word Banu. And these Banu people, this Banu kingdom, when they had a power tussle with Nubia, they came down to what you call today Nigeria. Okay, so it's, so the point I'm making about all this is that, Israelites got scattered, you got the Israelites, or you got people in America today, the mountain pressure that, they're the true Israelites, they got the promised land. But when you read the OahspeCollegeUniversity, the Israelites are scattered all over the world now. So this theory about Israelite does not exist. It's of no value. You're wasting your time trying to, gain, trying to be an Hebrew Israelite. There's nothing to it really now, I see no value to it, but some people still hold it like a relic. But I don't know. But that's your personal opinion. That's your thing. But if you're to follow the guideline of what OahspeCollegeUniversity stated, the standards of Israel today, it's clear. You got, French. Come on, German, Russian, English, Johans, girls. You cannot, you cannot skip or escape that verse. The book of Extra, chapter 50. That's a powerful verse that I posted today about the branches of Israel. As a matter of fact, let me post that video. Let me post it right now. So you just know, let me just quickly show it real quick because it will be of an interest not to post this. So let me quickly do it real quick and show that verse real quick because I'm driving a point real quick. Let's see, yeah. And that what I posted to the branches of Israel was this year. You cannot escape this year. As a matter of fact, let me do it this way. This is very juicy. I really need to post this in a way because let me share my screen again one more time because so let's do it this way. So if we were to go to, let's do this. I'm more concerned about this verse here. So let's focus on this. You cannot escape this. This is this year, the book of Extra, chapter 50, verses 27 to 33. This is the conclusion. And in verse 30, it clearly stated that now after the fall of the great empire Egypt, our people migrated westward, hundreds of thousands of them, and they settled in Western Europea, where these people married with the Aborigines. Their offsprings were called Druids, pigs, girls, whales, girls, Johans, of which are Egyptian names preserved to this day. Verse 31. Now, when the Fathists were moved by the inspiration of God to have no more kings, they flew away from the Christian warriors. They came among the people above mentioned. The apostate Fathists married with them, and their offsprings were the forefathers, now those now called French, German, Russian, English. Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, you can't escape from this one. This one is this is deep. You cannot escape from that. That verse right there, the book of Extra, chapter 50. And then I also showed you the book of Fragapeti. Those two verses gives a final conclusion. African bloods exist in Europe, and they mixed all the way. So you got, you got bloods, DNAs in Europe and any other part of the world. They're scattered. There's nothing, forget about it. It's just a wrap. Light and peace, brothers and sisters. In my next video, Christianity started in Africa. I'll give a proper understanding why I concluded that Christianity did start in Africa. I do have ancient maps that shows that all of these battles that was going on between Baal and Astaroth and the Christian God was in Africa. Light and peace, brothers and sisters. Bye-bye now. Subscribe to my YouTube video where I'll be posting lots of video decoding, using the website to decode some information that's been unanswered over the years. Bye-bye now.